Hello, everyone. My name is Zulfiqar, and welcome to another episode of Income Investors. With me today is John Whitefoot with another income pick. Federal Reserve may have paused its unprecedented interest rate hike policy, but with federal funds rate in the range of 5.25% and 5.50%, they're still at the highest level in nearly 20 years. Most expect the Federal Reserve to hold its key lending rate before making cuts in middle of 2024, but a strong third quarter economic growth of 5.2% could put those plans into jeopardy. John?
Yeah, and strong inflation means we're going to be dealing with higher interest rates for longer than an expected period of time.
And this has been boon for non-bank direct lending business development companies, or BDCs for short, like Ares Capital Corporation, traded on New York Stock Exchange under symbol ARCC. In fact, BDCs like Ares Capital are a great way for investors to partake in a world of private equity and emerging small and medium-sized businesses. Better still, with BDCs, you could also be on a receiving end of pretty big dividend payouts, which can offer annualized yield from 6% to more than 16%.
Yeah, and that's where Ares Capital comes in. Ares Capital is the largest publicly traded BDC in the U.S. The Los Angeles-based company is focused on providing direct loans and other corporate investments to private middle market companies. Its diversified portfolio consists of senior secured loans, and those are focused on defensively positioned companies and less cyclical industries. It also invests in senior direct lending programs and, to a lesser extent, equity investments. Now, Ares Capital doesn't just invest in any company. It originates investments in market-leading companies with a history of stable cash flows, proven competitive advantages, and experienced management teams. Its portfolio has a fair value currently of roughly $21.9 billion, and it consists of 490 portfolio companies. The top industries served include software and services, followed by healthcare, commercial and professional services, and insurance services. Now, as a side note, the diversified portfolio has significant downside protection too. The average position size is just 0.2%, with the largest investment of around 2%. And since its inception in 2004, the cumulative net realized losses are actually less than 0%.
And John, I was reading on incomeinvestors.com that core earnings at Ares Capital were up 18% per share in the third quarter of this year.
Yeah, Ares had a pretty solid third quarter. In the third quarter, the company announced that core earnings per share, as you said, increased 18% year over year to 0.59 per share. Now, net income jumped up a massive 380% to $500 million or 89 cents per share. Now, the strong growth in both core earnings and earnings per share was fueled by higher interest rates and stable credit quality. Finally, net investment income was up slightly at $289 million or 52 cents per share, and that's from $288 million in the same period last year.
And what's happening with dividends here?
Thanks to its strong core earnings growth, Ares Capital has been able to reward buy and hold investors with a long history of strong dividend growth and coverage, and that's 14 plus years and counting. Most recently, Ares board declared a fourth quarter dividend of 48 cents per share. That works out to $1.92 per share on an annual basis for a current yield of 9.65%. Now, that high yield dividend is safe too. The payout ratio is just 83.12%. Moreover, the high yield is not a fluke or as a result of a lower share price. The trailing annual dividend yield is 9.65%, while the 5-year average dividend yield is 9.20%.
Here's something interesting as well. Ares stock just hit a new record high.
Yeah, Ares' dividend policy is certainly enviable, but so too is the performance of its share price. It actually hit a new record high of $19.94 on November 27th, 2023. And as of this recording, Ares Capital stock is up around 16% year to date and 14% on an annual basis. And the outlook for Ares Capital stock remains pretty solid, with Wall Street analysts providing a 12-month stock price forecast of $20.54 with a high estimate of $21 per share.
John, thank you so much for your analysis. Just to recap, Ares Capital Corporation is a great BDC with diversified portfolio that has provided shareholders with both inflation-crushing dividend and a strong underlying share price gains. The BDC has a strong balance sheet with over $5 billion of liquidity and capital resources. It has 14 plus years of stable, increasing quarterly dividends, 13% annual shareholder return since its IPO, 85% higher stock-based return than the S&P 500 since IPO, All of this, coupled with higher interest rate environment, bodes well for not just ARCC stock, but also the company's stable, high-yield dividend payouts. That's it for today, and make sure to go to incomeinvestors.com to get our free special reports on our top 3 income stocks to own today. One of those stocks currently has a dividend yield of 12.7%. You can find the link to incomeinvestors.com in the description below. We'll be back with another video soon, so stay tuned. In the meantime, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Goodbye for now.